Hello everyone, this is Osama and today I have Saad with me. Saad is a project manager here at MotionCue and we'll be discussing quite a few things. So Saad, just to kick things off, I know that in a creative agency, generally things are moving pretty fast and I'm sure that you must face a lot of challenges अपने job के अंदर. So what are the, some of the common problems and common challenges that you face as a project manager in a creative agency like ours?
I think first and foremost, it's just how life is unpredictability. You never know what's coming across you. I like to refer things to cricket somehow. It's like getting a bouncer every second or third ball.
Yeah.
But then again, you have to be prepared. You just have to keep an open space in your mind. कि किस time कोई चीज़ आ सकती है. अपने best preps आप कर लो.
Yeah.
And keep an open space कि कुछ हो सकता है that just keeps you on the go कि कोई आ भी जाती है ऐसी कोई चीज़, so you anticipated somehow, so you're able to.
And I'm sure that with time, जब आप एक creative team के साथ काम कर रहे होते हो, with time you learn how different individuals react and what kind of relationship you want to have with different people. तो I'm sure कि time के साथ साथ things become easier, right?
It's an ever evolving process.
Yeah.
You can never really say कि कौन किस तरह करेगा. You can make a general assumption कि इस तरह का है.
True.
क्योंकि आप अपने आप को भी कभी कभार सरप्राइज कर देते हैं. I believe humans being the best of their effort regardless of how they are.
True.
And they have a tendency to do great things, and I've in my short time here I've seen people do great stuff animation wise, design wise, content wise. So it's just about giving them that enabling environment where they are able to express themselves.
Yeah, and I'm sure that patience must be a very important thing in your role, because you're working with humans, ठीक है, and people of course that are working here, they have a life outside work. Sometimes there are things that you carry to work, and that's very normal. So एक दिन शायद आप किसी individual के साथ काम कर रहे हो, he's in a good mood, and some other day he may not be, So I'm sure that that must be something that you must be facing. So how do you manage people, make sure that you're getting the best out of them?
You're completely right. आपको नहीं पता उनके घर में क्या चल रहा है, क्या है, backdrop क्या है. Maybe they came in with a bad rush, traffic road पे stuck थे and they got in a bad mood. But मेरी कोशिश ये होती है कि I just give them their room. That's the best you can do. At times, not everyone's at their best mood every day. And when they're at a certain level जहाँ पे वो आपकी बात सुनते हैं, you communicate with them कि
True.
That's how maybe you can, क्योंकि आप भी गुजरे होते हैं.
Yeah.
And you can do reciprocate this from your team member. Like आप अभी अच्छे मूड पे नहीं, एक ऐसा flow बनाए कि दूसरा भी आपके साथ communicate करे, नहीं, this is something that you need to work on to fix.
True.
I think ये two way होती है तो it gets better.
Right. And I think एक जो most common challenge या common concern होता है from creative people is when a project comes in, उसका एक particular scope होता है, ठीक है, and for example, a creative director thinks that this project will take, let's say, 10 days, but then the deadline that you need to meet is 7 days, right? So on the creative side, the creative people, they think that the project managers, they don't fully understand कि एक project complete करने में कितना time लगता है. On the other hand, you're just trying to do your job, meet the client expectations. So how do you manage that situation where you want to get the creative team on board, that you do understand that something takes time but it needs to be done within this time frame? So how do you manage that?
Openly discuss what the ground realities are, because obviously like in life there are restrictions. What I personally try to do जहाँ पे where I can get time, my ideal scenario is just like तरीके से communicate कर दें कि time अगर मिल रहा है आपको team के लिए, you should get that time, and unnecessary team के अंदर pressure नहीं डालना चाहिए. What we do in the kick-off is एक brief discussion के बाद we get to the timelines at the end. ताकि उसका फिर डिस्कस हो जाए कि एक वो टाइम होता है जो उनको लग रहा होता है, एक टाइम होता है जो क्लाइंट को चाहिए. तो वी फाइंड अ मिडल वे इन बिटवीन. यस, वो टाइम अगर मिल जाए क्रिएटिव टीम को तो वो उनके लिए आइडिया सिनेरियो और अच्छी चीज़ वो शायद नहीं यकीनन करके दे सकते हैं. लेकिन वो एक मिडिल ग्राउंड होता है ताकि प्रोफेशनल ग्राउंड पे भी थोड़ा सा हम उसको एक लेवलिंग प्लेइंग फील्ड पे लेके रख सकते हैं.
True. I'm sure that when you're working with a team, there are certain times where you feel like an individual जो है वो अपनी 100% नहीं दे पा रहा, ठीक है. So you have to be critical, you have to provide that critical feedback to them. And how do you see that? I'm sure that it must have a certain importance. And do people take that positively? How do they react? Do you have those conversations जहाँ पे आप you're completely honest And how do you can create that environment where अगर आप एक critical feedback दे रहे हो एक team member को, that they take it positively?
What I believe in is constructive feedback. So constructive criticism, so first of all, it starts with you. जब आप कहीं गलती कर रहे हैं और आप खुद एक accept कर रहे हैं कि आप कहाँ पे गलती कर रहे हैं, I think that then gives you the leverage कि आप किसी को बता सको, and that too in language and a tone in words जिसमें अगला बंदा उस चीज़ को समझ जाएगा बजाय इसके कि वो उस चीज़ के ऊपर वो करे. Obviously feedback होता है, constructive criticism भी होता है, सब कुछ होता है, लेकिन how we deliver it to जिस तरह का है individual है उस लिहाज से उसको देना, that is the most important thing, because then again at the end of the day it should be constructive and not target.
Yeah, what I'm understanding from what you're saying is कि हर individual को you have to treat differently, so you have to understand के what are the important things that कौन सी ऐसी चीजें जो उनके लिए important है, ठीक है, और उनका communication style क्या है. So it's not like a same way that you can treat everybody, right? You have to treat everybody differently based on their choices, their lifestyle, and how they communicate, right?
Exactly. It all stems from the kind of person I am in general and the kind of like educational background that I had. क्योंकि मेरा social sciences की तरफ initially था, तो a lot of my how I was and the education that I got helped me into understanding that everyone is unique in their own way.
Yeah.
So respecting that and accepting that and treating them as such, I think it's very important, because जिंदगी में 601 चीज़ें हो रही होती हैं.
Yeah.
आपको नहीं पता कौन किस वक्त क्या किस चीज़ से गुजर रहा है, तो I think it's best कि whenever you interact with someone, it is to your best. Again, हमेशा आप you can't be your best. Obviously, you're going through the same thing, but you can try. Be a little kinder, and the world reciprocates.
Yeah, true. Kindness, yeah.
The world reciprocates.
It's really more true, 100%. I feel like some project managers, in order to have that authority, they need to maintain some sort of distance with the team members, ठीक है? And I feel like I'm not sure if that's the best way to handle things. In your opinion, how do you handle things? Do you feel that to be respected, you have to keep a certain distance with the team members?
I think space in terms of letting they do their work is important. ये नहीं कि आप individually उनसे एक gap पे आ जाए. Communicate on the need to need basis, क्योंकि वो जिस तरह अपना काम कर रहे हैं उनको आपने बता दिए, brief दे दी, if they have any questions.
Yeah.
या आप पूछ लो if they have any questions. Other than that, if they're doing their work, उनको अपनी space में काम करने की, I think that's the only space project managers should really provide, and not start critiquing into ये कैसे किया, अच्छा ये ऐसे था, ये ऐसे नहीं था, because that's their domain, and let's respect their domain. And I saw and I've seen that in other project managers as well. मैंने इस तरह की चीज़ नोट नहीं की, लोग बीच में इस तरह टोके, क्योंकि that's not our domain.
Yeah.
We have an understanding, but that doesn't make us a creative individual.
That's a very important point, actually. I feel like some project managers, they go wrong when they start providing creative feedback, ठीक है, team के लिए. So it's important to understand के what are your boundaries, ठीक है, and you stay within those, so that the creative team doesn't feel that you're stepping on their toes, right?
Agree, completely agree.
ठीक हो गया. So like, what is your project management style? Do you like to keep things as friendly as possible, or it's more like I need to get this done, so let me have like a serious type of relationship with them?
मेरा formula, I think if I break it down, it's empathy, communication, and process. Understanding people on the ground level, the kind of skill set they have, and the kind of individuals they are, and connecting to them like on a general level. You really don't have to. I've seen people fake, and then that's very obvious. You generally, if अगर आप थोड़ा सा concern दिखाओगे, वो people reciprocate and people do communicate. And the second is free flow, open communication, which is 200, not 100. कि आप constantly बता रहे हो, कोई कुछ चीज़ receive नहीं कर रहे. बहुत सारी minute चीज़ें खैर उस good communication में आ जाती हैं, लेकिन it's about open free way to way communication where you're open. Authoritative में ये आपको setback आता है कि कोई आपसे सवाल पूछेगा नहीं, और maybe at the end of the day when you get that product, उसमें maybe if that answered question could have made it bigger, client से फिर वो negatively receive that. And process, like small process, हर चीज़ में एक refined process हो, ताकि like mostly for myself I don't try to put it out there too much, but my first and foremost facilitation as a project manager, amongst other things, is to facilitate the team in ensuring they're able to do their work in a good flow, without any bumps or barriers.
That makes sense. ठीक हो गया. And then Saad, what project management tools do you currently use?
As of now, I am using, apart from the communication channel, I just mentioned the tools. They are Trello, ClickUp, and recently I've come across DevStride, so I'm going to try that. Mostly on Notion. We internally, we project managers have been working on a process for project management on Notion as well. And Slack has with its little very helpful tools. I've been utilizing that as well. So mostly Notion and
Slack. Lovely. Okay, thank you so much, Saad. And then I guess finally, any tips that you want to share with project managers, up and coming project managers, to help them in their jobs to get the most out of creative teams that they may be working with?
I think the best tip and the only tip that I would give is to not just focus on getting a PMP certification, like that's a plus, or just a graduation degree. I think it's important to connect with people, connect with them, and people skills, just connect with them and they'll openly do. You don't have to enforce yourself, or at times they teach you a lot of things. So I think that has, if any, has helped me improve myself as well, connecting with people on this. So I think free-end and open-ended communication, along with tools and everything, yes, free-end and open-ended communication from both ends. That would be pivotal.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much, Saad, for your thoughtful perspective on the project management side of things. Really appreciate you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.